Hi guys, this is Nikki, also known as Physics Trader, and you're watching the Awesome 10X Philippine Market Update. It's a Friday, December 11, 2020 again. So we want to invite all of you guys for our free Friday class picks every Friday. Just a simple trivia, if you were following all of our free Friday class picks, you would have gotten 100% on each of them. So do not miss our free Friday classes wherein we give you really, really good picks wherein you will make some money. So let's begin. All right, the Philippine market. So today the market is 7,246 and it's 91 points up or 1.28% up. You've got a few winners and a few losers. Let's take a look at your index. So very, very strong. You could see that market value still remains at 9 billion pesos. So you could really see that the market continues to stay elevated above 7,000. A lot of buyers. Any dips have been aggressively being bought. So you've got 155 advancers, 77 decliners. A lot of bargain hunting continue to remain. You could see that index right now is up. PSEI, all shares, financials, industrials, holdings, properties, everything actually, mining, services, and so forth. So let's read all your index movers. Let's read it all. Your Ayala land is now trading at 41.6. This is above the 40 pesos. This is a stretch. This is an extension, but it is good to see that people are willing to actually extend the continuous run-up for Ayala land. Ayala land 4160, SM is 1068, SM Prime 39.2, BDO 110, Metro Bank 5145, URC 150. Robinson's land is now trading at 20.5. Aboitiz Equity Ventures is 46.5, AC 845, JG Summit 69, San Miguel Corporation 138, MPI 439, Bloomberry 858, Security Bank 138. Megaworld 399, Telephone 1335, LTG 13.4, ICT 123.5, Robinsons Retail 67.25, AGI 1046, DMC 607, First Gen 28, Emperador 10 bucks, GT Cap 655, Globe 2036, Boitis Power 27, Jollibee 207, Pure Gold 42, Meralco 290, BPI 82.4. Among these index movers, which of the companies, if you had money, will you buy? I think that the risk-reward ratio today, only BPI 82 bucks is actually a good buy here, wherein the risk is small, but the reward is greater than the risk. When we say risk-reward ratio, what we mean is you could lose maybe 1 to 2 peso, but your reward is about 6 to 8 pesos. Meaning, can BPI go 90 bucks or go 80 bucks? If it goes 80 bucks, we think that it's fine, but the likelihood for it to go 90 bucks is higher than it going to 80. In fact, any drops, the lower it goes, the better for you. Okay, let's go for your stats. So BPI 82.4, we're still willing to get in. Okay, just put it there, BPI at 82.4. Still not bad, even at that closing price. All right, let's see. My stats. Top gainers. Okay, let's see. It's just a little bit slow today. All right. Okay, let's go. So you've got your PHA going from 80 cents to 1 peso. So you could see that people extended that rally for PHA. I understand that some people were buying and selling their PHA. However, those who got in below 30 cents are really in the money. They're times 3 their money. 30 cents is now 98 cents. Good for those who have it. But it could also be a resistance today at 98 cents. Let's take a look at the rest. All right, the DMW is now 8% up at 7.5. Take note that we were saying and gave an opinion that DMW at about 6 peso below was actually a lagger that can go up. So far, so good. It's now 7.5, meaning it's about nearing 20-30% up. All right, next. So STI is up 7%. You are seeing some people buying up laggers like schools like STI. The rest, not much. All right, let's take a look at the worst losers. Worst losers, we've got AR down, down what? Down 3% after a run-up. This went from 0.01 to 0.03. However, if you take a look at these names, they're like down 95% in the last 10 years. So it's more like a one-night stand. And actually, that one-night stand probably was 2 days or 3 days, and then it's gone. Okay, what else? Let's see. Sun is down 3%, 186 to 180, still consolidating, still an uptrend from 135 areas. What else? Meralco 290. I think any drops of Meralco near 280, 275 might actually be an entry opportunity. What else? Cebu Pacific at $50, down 1%. Not a lot of buyers, not a lot of sellers either. Below 50, maybe about 47, 48, you could still get in. What else? All right, so not a lot of losers, right? BHI down 8%, 047, 043. So really, we're not looking too much on the penny stock names. So yeah, not much in our coverage. Let's take a look at most active names then. Most active names. Still loading. Pardon for everyone who's been using WealthSec platform. I think these past few days, it has been a little bit slow, but I think that the IT is fixing it. So just chillax. Anyway, your positions have to be bought and held. Choose wisely so that you don't have to day trade all the time. Metrobank 51.45. So usually the banks have been extending their rally, and it's part of that laggard theme. In fact, if Ayala Land and SM Prime can stay above $40 and not be a resistance at 40, it actually is an opinion that maybe if Ayala Land can hit 44, that Mega World can go 4.4, 4.5. So as you could see, Mega World hasn't broken above 4 because it is a resistance. Whether Ayala Land 41 is a resistance or not, it remains to be seen. If you're going to ask me, I think that it is too frothy to buy it at 41, but it doesn't mean that it is a sell at that level. If you truly believe that it's going to go 44 anyway, then you just hold on to it. Anyway, what you do know is that any drops between 35 below will actually be bought on these property laggards. So yeah, okay, let's see. Not a lot of action actually today. You could see that the most actively traded names, 2%, 3%, 2%, other than PHA, which went up 16%. Most of the volatility isn't there. ABA went up 9%. Yeah, so the thing about these names is that these are these are mostly very, very small caps in nature. So I'm not quite sure if a lot of people are buying and selling these names. AR, ABA, Vol, Vita, PHA, mga ganon. Well, PHA was being actively traded for quite a while now, so this is more just a continuation move. Let's take a look at the Investagram's chart as well. Yeah, everything's just loading. Mabagal today. All right, so ABA has been rising from about 47 cents to 64 cents. Volume has been picking up ever since about November. So for the month, it has been rising. I'm not sure if there are catalysts, except the fact that maybe people are just buying and selling names that they were looking at laggards. So laggards, these are laggards, right? Okay, so I'm gonna take a look more on the other laggards like Petron, Shell Philippines. Let's take a look at some of these names. Petron continues to stay at 4.1. SSI continues to stay here at about 168. Sure, okay. Let's take a look at what else. Your Shell Philippines, is it back to 24? So these are the laggard that we think have potential to rise. Yep, it has been rising 22.8 steady. So you still have these resistance at about 24, 25, 26. However, very strong supports at 19.50. So let's take a look at some laggards in the properties. Vistaland, let me take a look. Vistaland has broken 4, now trading at 486. Still got resistance here at about 555. Yep, but steadily climbing. As you could see, some of your food-related companies, whether it be Jollibee's, Pizzas, and Max's, DNL is also a company that I think can go 9. So doing 7.5, not bad. It's doing a good job. It just broke that little flag at about 7 areas. So 716, it's now trading at about 762. You could see that when it broke 716, continuous uptrend. And so this one will still probably remain in trend, uptrend. Your DNL has already rallied from 450. I just think that it continues going higher to about 9 or 10. So yes, I do think that this has leeway to go higher. Any drops near 7 is actually being accumulated and still continue to be bought for your DNL. I'm gonna check some comments first, if any. Because you guys usually have a lot of questions, so I'll just answer the questions. RLC, ma'am, do we hold this or do we sell it? RLC, we gave an opinion to actually buy it at about 15.5 below, doing so far okay. You've got this resistance at 22 and 26. I think that as long as it's above 18, we just hold on to it. It means that your 15.50 or any price at about 16 can actually grow to as high as 50%. So you just wait it out. You just wait it out. Any drops of Robinson's Land is likely to be still taken advantage of. Hi, Semirara and THR. Hi to you too. All right. So Semirara, I think, is just a cyclical play. So I don't know if it's going to go 17. Probably this one is a resistance at 14. Not too confident on Semirara. So any drops might be buy and sell for these Semiraras. PHR, okay, PHR is casino play. You've got a lot of buyers at 168 because of that follow-on offering. However, this one, in my view, has some sellers here at about 310, 320, primarily because somebody has a 168 cost. So they're actually up 100% at these levels. That said, I do think that this flag at about 250, 280 is being bought anyway. Whether it goes to 380 or $4, I'm not quite sure. But definitely the people who have this are in the money. So I think it's just the thing about the early follow-on offering cost of 168. We don't know whether they are finished in selling. Probably you need about another month or so to see whether it's over. So probably there still remains a lot of selling pressure at about $3. Is it good to buy since the breakout on PHA today? I don't consider it a breakout. It's considered an extension. So it's just extension over extension. So the true breakout was here, no? So you need a lot of consolidation for to be considered an expansion breakout. Once you see this one, this is not it is not called a breakout. It is called a continuation. A continuation move is just an extensionary move. So you could actually extend a breakout for the next second, third, fourth, fifth continuation. But the next continuations are actually weaker in nature. Meaning, if you're buying it 300% higher or 400% higher, you're actually not in a good risk reward. You don't know if you should buy because at these levels, at 97 cents, you can actually be sold down. 97 can still go down to 77. What you could actually see in the PHA is actually it's a resistance. This was a 1 peso resistance. Even if it goes higher, your risk reward is not in your favor. Only the people who've got it at about 30 cents below, in my view, have the chance to really get a 300 to 400%. Anyone buying higher is already a trader. You're not already an investor here. You're already just, it's really not a good play. I think it can go higher, it can go lower. It's a 50-50 move there. What are your thoughts on Cebu Pacific? My average price is $50. I'm okay with that. So if you take a look at Cebu Pacific, 50 area is actually a resistance today. However, you could see that there's very, very strong support above that 45 area. So we actually made a breakout of 43 already. Of course, it was consolidating at 39 area. 39 plus 4, 43. 43 plus 4 is 47. 47 plus 4 is 51. Meaning at a 30% pop, some people are consolidating and taking profits. Do notice that this 51 to 47, in my view, is actually a consolidation. So this is your first breakout here at about 43 area. This big gap up was catalyst on your vaccines, your COVID vaccines, the Pfizer, the Moderna, all of these vaccines. Now, with all these reopening themes, one of the reopening glories would actually be your airline sector. The fact that travel industry is able to actually command $100 billion valuation in US for like Airbnb tells you that the market is actually looking forward to actually make a big reopening theme for the entire airlines. It has nothing to do with Cebu Pacific. It has more to do with the entire global rally with the airline sector. I'm going to show to you the airline sector for a bit. Let me show to you that. Whether it be you buying Boeing Airlines, American Airlines, United Airlines, Delta Airlines, Cathay Pacific, China Southern Airlines, China Eastern Airlines, no matter which airline you've bought, you would have made money. It's just that you're the Philippines, so the Philippine Airlines is actually Cebu Pacific. That one has more trading. But take a look at these numbers. So I'm going to show to you a lot of airlines so that you are confident on your 50 peso buy that it's actually good. Whether it goes 45, the risk reward is still in your favor. 50 you buy, 49, 48, 45. These are all in your favor. So we've been opening actually to buy American Airlines as low as $13 below. And so far, 13 is now 18. Do I think it's going to go 50 bucks? No, I don't think it's going 50. But I do think that American Airlines goes somewhere in about $20 or 21. So is making 50% possible? Yes. So if you've bought Cebu Pacific at about 39, can you realistically sell it at 60 bucks? The answer is yes. Of course, the higher price you have, the lower your returns. Meaning 50 goes 60, it's just 20%. Whereas somebody who has those Cebu Pacific at 40 below has a better return than you, 40 to 60. Nonetheless, it's not wrong. The destination is where it's important, not the price that you went into. So take note that we have been opining that all of these, of course, this was the first gap up, the gap up on the COVID vaccines, November 10. Another gap up. This was Pfizer, this was Moderna, and continuous run up. You could see that American Airlines is now 21. And you could see that most of the department stores, whether you're buying SM Prime in the Philippines or the US department stores like Macy's, we've got in at about 7. Right now it's trading at 12. It's now actually above 60% upside, meaning, yes, you can make money in the Philippines reopening theme, but also it's really the same thing. If you were buying Macy's abroad, you're up 60%. If you were buying SM Prime, it's actually slower, 30 to 39. It's about 30%. Whether you're buying department stores abroad, department stores in the Philippines, these are called brick and mortar retailers, right? So take note that even in the retailers, some names are stronger and some names are not as strong. JWN actually rallied at that level from about 16, now trading at 32. We thought that it will consolidate. We wanted to buy more at about 24 below. It just rallied all the way up to 22. What does that mean? It means that all of these reopening themes, whether it be SM department stores, whether it be SM investments, although online retail is a thing, and really you'd have made 300, 400% of your money owning online e-commerce shops, actually easy 400% on online retail. Example, like you're in the Philippines, C Limited, aka Shopee, will be your best destination. Of course, it went rallied all the way ever since March, actually. So actually, this was going from $40, $50. It was about March, 40 to 200 or times 5 your money. So I would say that the Philippine market is 30, 40%, making 500% is in the US, not in the Philippines. All right, what is the target price of First Philippine Holdings? Thank you. All right, First Philippine Holdings, I'm not quite familiar. I know that First Philippine Holdings owns FGen, and I know that you're going to have a delisting on your Lopez Group. So most likely, people are seeing that the delisting of Lopez Group is going to make FPH more attractive, but I'm not quite sure if buying it at 79 will give you a good yield. I think that at these levels, you might actually be at a lower return. So not too confident. I'm not too confident. Okay, GSMI po, ma'am. All right, liquor industry, in my view, it has been just sleeping in the Philippines, actually. When it comes to liquor, I think that you don't make quite a lot of money in the liquor industry in the Philippines. Mostly because when it comes to San Miguel beer, it's in San Miguel Corporation. I'm not quite sure of GSMI. So I don't know. I think like even if you take a look at Diageo in the US, it's not really as explosive. So sector-wise, I know that maybe it's not me. I know that yes, there were some beer companies that really went well abroad. This is 100 to 150, not really that good if you think about it. 50% up in US is not as good as you think, because there's like 1,000% there. If you take yeah. So actually, the beer segment is the better one. Boston Beer this one is the leader. It went from about 300 to 1,000. So Boston Beer. The Philippines, I'd say that San Miguel Beer, but it's not listed as San Miguel Beer. So it's San Miguel Corp. So I think like we don't have a pure play when it comes to beer. So my answer is probably no on GSMI. If I would want a liquor, I would go for the beer, but it's not listed. All right, SSI, what do you think? Semirara, SSI, SCC, many questions. SEC already answered. BDO, I think, is just a laggard play. Banks in general, in my view, are not outperformers. It's just that they are laggards. So BDO has been sleeping at about 88. That's why we opined that buying 88, 87, 90, 92 were a good entry points. So far, it's just 110, meaning making 20% is not as good, given that you would have made something higher in other sectors. Does this mean that BDO can still rally to 115 or even go to 130? I think that upside is limited as well. Even if you buy at 110, 115, just 5% upside, and it can go back to $100, 100 pesos. So I'm not that sure. I'm not that confident of chasing these names. But it's not also okay to sell them if you have them very low. So do note that this might have resistance at 115, 120, 130. So I'm not that confident on BDO. All right, SSI, I think SSI has more upside than downside. At 170, 168, I do think that this one has room to go 2 to 3 to 4. So amongst the companies that are still in the market price currently, SSI is one of those few names that I think has a really good potential to actually go higher, because SSI has done well on their e-commerce front, and SSI does delivery direct to consumer. Plus the fact that on a holiday gift segment, going into Rustans, you can buy things. It's a retail play, right? I'm gonna show you some retailers that really went up abroad. So let me show you a few retailers that have, done well. Nordstrom went 100%. Macy's went 60%. Department stores, right? Actually, department stores and apparel have done well. Let me show you what happened to PVH. PVH isn't even the leader in a segment. We have been opining to buy it at 75. Today it's 95, probably hitting close to 100, wherein we'll sell. PVH owns your Kate Spade. TPR owns Kate Spade. PVH is Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, and so forth. Tapestry is the one that owns your Kate Spade, your Coach, so bags, etc. You'll notice that it has been rallying. So females are shopping all the time, and it has been spurring all that outperformance. So in my view, in the Philippines, I go for SSI because I think that shopping is a big secular trend. Females are the most females spend a lot, so you can assure yourself that people will still continue to shop, pandemic, reopening, etc. There's a lot of secular reasons to own SSI. Okay, Dito and Asen, ma'am, please, thoughts about the SRO Fasten. We already gave the idea on Asen that we already opined that ASEN is probably just gonna consolidate for now. We don't know if it's gonna go down. However, it's probably just gonna sleep. Like you can just sleep on it. If you have it, you can sell a portion. We don't know if it's gonna fall down or if it's gonna go higher. But at these levels, you just really sleep on it. You don't want to buy it if you don't have it though, because to predict that that ASEN goes from $6 to $10, I'm not that big of a, I can't predict. All I knew was that at $2, 220, 230, wherein we were opining to buy it, then it was it was a secular trend. That it was one of those companies that we felt were the 10x trends that could win in the Philippines, because ASEN is in the part of the solar sector, and we really like solar. Actually, I was buying mostly US, SunPower, Sunrun. I mean, you could check the charts. SunPower, Sunrun, Enphase, Canadian Solar. Same thing, guys. It was trading at about 7. Right now, it's at 21 times 3. So 2 times 3, it's $6. I haven't seen this go down either. But actually, between Philippines and US solar companies, I just really preferred solar companies abroad, mostly because it's already profitable rather than the Philippines. So I like the secular trend, but for profitable companies in the solar power segment, probably go abroad. What do you think about FNI? Answered already. FNI is, FNI and nickel are both the same. It's just the same. Sorry, Mac is the only one in-flight catering serving almost all international flights, no competition. Actually, in the Philippines, Macro Asia would just be similar moves with your Boeing Airlines, similar moves with your American Airlines, Delta Airlines, which is a positive move. Take note. Boeing Airlines 180 to 240. If it breaks 240, goes 260, 280. I don't think it will outperform, but I think that it's part of that reopening theme. So given that macro Asia has rallied from 5 back to 9, if it rallies back to 9, I think that is a resistance, 9, 10, 11. So that said, do I think that macro Asia will fall back to 6? Even if it goes down to 6, I do think that there are so much buyers. In fact, it might never even go down below 7. So actually, I think that there are just too much demand, too much buyers, that buyers will actually go somewhere near 712, 720, 750 for a chance to sell it at 9. Even if it's just a 20% return, I think that most people are willing to make that money. Meaning, for Cebu Pacific and Macro Asia, buying it at 750, buying it at 780 today will probably give you a return at about 10 to 20%. If that's okay with you, then it's okay. For others, they might wish to make 100%. I think the 100% remaining moves might probably be the companies like SSI, where it's still nobody's still bothering to say that it's a 3 peso name. All right, how about pizza? It's okay. Like, I think Shakey's Pizza is a company that should go higher, but at current levels of 8, you might be waiting for just a 20% gain. I'm not quite sure if Shakey's Pizza can go 40, 50% higher from today. We opined that Shakey's Pizza at about 7, 6, 5, 4. Well, actually any price, because we've been buying here 4.50, $5, $6, all the way. Actually, these were all buying opportunities. Whether it goes to 12 or 14, I think it depends already on how well that the restaurant industry can recover. It's not just simply an easy recovery, can take time, but I think that people are willing to pay up. Pay how much? I think people might pay as high as 9 to 10. I'm not quite sure about the 12 area. So at $8, you can see it selling at 9 and 10. But yeah, I'm not quite sure of 12. Any drops, of course, will be bought. Any drops at about 7, 8 will be bought for Shakey's Pizza. PLC, is this a buy? Yup. I think that PLC are one of the few names that you can actually still consider to be bought. PLC is still very low here at about 41, 42 cents. Can it go 90 cents? Like, can it possibly double your money? It's a little, I'm not quite sure, because sector-wise, actually, this is actually an anomaly for me, because sector-wise, casinos worldwide have actually gone 10x. So actually, the Philippine market is a little bit quite undervaluing a lot of casinos here. Because, like example, Penn National Gaming has gone from $4 to $70, $80. That is a 20x move. This is a casino abroad that actually went online. If you're aware of Mr. Dave Portnoy, he owns Barstool Sports, and he has a lot of Penn National Gaming shares. That's times 20 your money. Your 4,000 is $80,000 since March. So you can imagine, like, a lot of casinos went 10x. Scientific Games, we're buying it at $4. Right now, it's trading at $41. So I think that the Philippine market, especially the casinos, whether it be Bloomberry and Soler, is actually one of the few names that actually should be up 50 to 100%, not 10%. So I think that SSI PLC should actually provide alpha. It's not supposed to be down this low. I think like PLC should be about 50 to 60 cents. And I think that Bloomberry should at least be trading at about $10 or $12 if you just compare on a relative gaming comparison. So my answer is the casinos as a whole, as a sector in the Philippines, is actually undervalued compared to the rest of the world. You can check it out. Like even the Melcos of the world, I took a look at them. Like 200 HK, we said that Melco, practically any casino abroad is up massively. So, well, it's not as well in Macau. Actually, the strongest casino moves have been all abroad. But because there's that online sports betting craze, no? Your DraftKings, your FanDuel, etc. All right, let me answer some more questions. Hi, Nikki. What do you think about DD Double Dragon? Is it a good value pick at current price? So we actually opined Double Dragon and DMW at the same price at that point. So far, Double Dragon is still steady here at 14.98. I think this is a hold. Wait it out. I think it goes higher. DMW has already rallied since that post about DD and DMW. So I think that it will follow the movement of DMW. It will follow the movement of these property segment that used to be slow, but then continuing higher. Take note, Fly has been rallying as well. CPG has been rallying as well. Even if very slow, it is slowly climbing up. So in my view, can these 40-cent names become like, so your CPGs, your PLCs are 40 cents. Can it go 50, 55 cents? I think the answer is a yes for that. So Double Dragon at 15, can it go 20 bucks at the very least? I think the answer is yes as well. Any insight on MRC? So MRC, I think yesterday, right, there was a disclosure. People were asking about the crowd strike, the cybersecurity move. Let me read first the disclosure. All right. So I'm aware of the U.S. So U.S. cybersecurity names. We have a long on cybersecurity names such as CrowdStrike. So last night, CrowdStrike went all-time highs yet again at $180. Let me see what happened with this one. MRC. So MRC seems to want to enter many fronts. I think I read that they were interested to do solars, and then now what they're doing this 5G security. So I think like sometimes the problem of a company is that they want to enter so many trends. I'm not too sure if it's good that they are doing so many things, because I don't know if they can actually execute that well. MRC signed a deal with 5G Security, acquiring 75% of Kerberos, where cybersecurity or building management firms. 5G owns majority share and control. Acquisition will solidify. So all we know so far is that both MRC and PHA are doing restructuring, no? So for instance, PHA wants to be like the entry point of Squid Pay. Then MRC wants to be an entry point of Kerberos. But personally, me guys, I would rather just own the US centric names for that sector. So because maybe you're not aware, you don't need to have a lot of money to open accounts abroad. Like even $1,000, you can already have an account abroad. So this is CrowdStrike. Take note, this is all-time highs. We've been buying actually 60, 70, 85, 110. Then right now it's trading at 180. Any drops near 160 will be bought. So can you imagine like 50, now it's 180, it's times 3 your money. And this is the best in class when it comes to cybersecurity names all over the world. So I mean, yeah, you can invest in the Philippines, but also don't forget that you can invest abroad. You might not know that you can invest with just $1,000, meaning 50,000 pesos is enough. And you can make a lot of money here, like 300, 400%. It's not even that hard. So yeah, I think like most of your questions are the same thing: reopening themes, telecom firms. That's the problem with the Philippines. Like in my view, very few companies are actually showing world-class results. When it comes to like example, yes, you could say Squid Pay went 300%, right? But can that even compare to what happened to Square? Square that owns your Cash App. Square went from $10 to $200. 20 times your money. Your $10,000 is $200,000. Now, let's say you sold early at 180. Let's say you bought even 40 or 60. You're still times 3 your money. But Square is still continuing to grow. Square listed in the market about 2015, 2018. Here, 2016. So what I'm saying is that, this is not, it's not even $10. It was $8. So your $8,000 grew to $217,000. So I think like most Filipinos have to be aware that, yes, I like some secular trends. Yes, I'm okay with solars and cybersecurity. But if you truly want to be part of that trend, sometimes guys, wake up. The best companies with cybersecurity is not in the Philippines. It's in CrowdStrike, CRWD. Even on the payment sector, really, if Ant Financial was simply listed, which is going to be listed next year, Ant Financial, do you truly want to be listed with the Philippine market, or do you want to just have a global segment on that? Example, Square is one of them. StoneCo is also one of them. 25 to 75, easy money, 300%. 20, let's say you didn't buy at 20, you bought in at 25. 75 going all-time highs, continuing and continuing. Can it become $100, $200? The answer is yes. Will it fall to $60? Possible too. But with a 20% drop versus a 100% gain, where do you think should I put my money into? I mean, you answer it because I don't think that you have. What are the brokerage firms that you can buy? And invest U.S. stock market. We actually made a simple class already for that. Type in awesome 10x how Filipinos can invest globally. Find out. It's all in the Awesome 10x YouTube channel. It's all there. Might I say, just watching all the videos on Awesome 10x will yield you 100% returns if you simply listen and execute. 100% is the average because we do 150, 250 to 300%. Because we're looking at secular winners. That means that if you got in at ASIN and 2, wait it out maybe 5 years from now, will it go to $10? Well, if SunPower goes to $20 to $40, my real bias is really to own the solar companies abroad. Like Canadian Solar, example, very, very strong. The solar panel manufacturer of the entire world, not just in the Philippines, not just in US, the world, Japan, Canada, all the world, China. So you want to actually be invested on the best companies worldwide. It's not about not investing in the Philippines. It's about simply investing in the best when it is a secular long-term trend. So yeah, you can actually check Awesome 10x. Just type it in Awesome 10x. How Filipinos can start investing globally with just $1,000. You can see that. So how Filipinos can start trading globally, FAQs. Watch this. Watch the Awesome 10x system. How to make money while sleeping. Also in Awesome 10x for free. It's given for you for free. Guys, do you know that if you just simply followed all of our Awesome 10x opportunities, I'm not kidding you, it's 100% return. I'm going to show that to you. So today is another free Friday class pick, right? Do you know that if you bought all these October 30 opportunities, as in you just simply copied, cheated, because I want you guys to make money. That's why I'm giving you my picks for free. Free Friday class picks. You know that if you follow this, take a look at them. I'm going to show to you just to prove to people that why will you make money? Simple, because I worked hard for you. Because you're just cheating from somebody like me who's making money consistently anyway. So watch this example. I'm just gonna show to you. Actually, I think I have a screenshot on that on my Twitter. So this is not to encourage you to stop investing in the Philippines. I'm simply encouraging you to look wide open, watch all the videos that I make, because guys, I'm here to make the reason why the reason why I called it Awesome 10x is because one thing, I want you to make 10x your money. True innovation happens when you improve something by 10x, not 10%. Turn your $1,000 to $10,000, $10,000 to $100,000. That's the kind of segment that we do on Awesome 10x. So, take note. I'm sharing right now my Twitter page. Go into my Twitter page @FacesTrader. Here is my Faces Trader. That is on Twitter. I tweet a lot. Now, how about me making awesome 10x gains? Want to make awesome 10x gains like Unity software? We've bought this at 67. Do you know how much Unity software today costs? It's about $160, $70. Made 100% your money. Do you know when Unity software got listed? Just September. You didn't have to be there in March. You just had to be there during September. Velodyne LiDAR, we were buying 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Today it's trading at about $20. Switchback, aka ChargePoint, been buying this 12, 13, 14, now trading at 36. Actually, it's now trading at $43. These are already old picks. Buying C Limited since 50 and 60. This person bought at 120. Right now it's trading at about $200. Will you stop buying from Lazada and Shopee? If the answer is no, will you stop playing Dota? If the answer is no, then C Limited will continue going higher to $2,000 someday. And is that weird? No, it's not weird because you are shopping from Shopee and you are playing Dota all day. Spotify technology, is it going to go higher? The answer is yes. A lot of people continue to do podcasts and streaming. It's just becoming stronger and stronger. Roku last night is already trading at $320. Operating systems of the world, talking about connected TVs. Is this just me or is it everyone in the class? Whether you're in the class or you're just listening for free, I mean, these are gains that you can have. Amwell, Liquidity, Roche, OAC, Loc, Gravity, SunPower, Xpeng, Fastly, Veldine Lider, Funko, Grow Generation, ChargePoint, Palantir, Laser, aka GMHI, also known as Luminar Technologies, Fuel Cell Technologies, making 100-200% stress-free investing. At the end of the day, yes, you can make money on Philippines. That is a laggard, actually. You want to make actually laggards and leaders. And whether you like it or not, at the end of the day, ask yourself, where is your money 2021 to 2030? Yes, you could be in the Philippines, but also don't forget some of the biggest trends. Artificial intelligence. I mean, I was telling my friends, the entire K-drama startup is just already a preview of all the best companies that you should have. Not okay. I don't like the fact that they're using cars like a Mercedes Benz because I felt that they should have just featured an Xpeng vehicle or even just a Tesla vehicle there. Nonetheless, if you're watching like the K drama startup, artificial intelligence is Palantir and C3 AI. C3 AI just listed last night, 150% higher. So, yeah, you might be happy, ASEN 100% gain. But do you know that for you, that you missed out on SunPower, Sunrun, and Phase, you've been missing out on 400% gains. So I'm not sure if you really want to stay still and miss out forever and ever and ever. I feel that I personally invested in the US and concentrated 2019. People said, well, you missed out 2009 to 2019. And I said, yes, but I'm not going to miss out 2019 till 2030. The next 10 years is where I'm going to make so much money, 10x moves. And those 10x moves might not happen in the Philippines. Turn $10,000 to $100,000. Turn $100,000 to $1 million. US? Of course, yes. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.